And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
King's Critters is a children's game. It's the second in a series by Victory Point Games. This is one that's in a box. Usually they come in bags. They've started putting them in boxes now. This one's designed by Kay Jensen, who is the wife of Chad Jensen, who designed, War Games and has designed Dominant Species. And so his wife must have taken some of that expertise, or maybe has given him the expertise, because she's taken a kid's game and added strategy to it. Let's look at it. The game board, I should point out, is a bunch of puzzle pieces that all fit together. They're wooden puzzle pieces, and the tokens for the game, you're supposed to get like a little bowl or something that pull the tokens off, are also little wooden tokens. You'll notice that the game has a Candyland type feel, and that's because the designer kind of started from that viewpoint and went out, adding strategy to the game. Each person is going to be a knight. What's happened here is all the animals have gotten loose from the zoo, the king's zoo, all those fantasy creatures, and they're escaping. You need to capture them before the dragon wakes up and gets them. Now the dragon starts here and is asleep, and each person will start here, and the game is kind of a roll and move type game, where on your turn you will roll a die, you will look at the number, and that's how many spaces you move. The space that you land in, you will draw a card for that space. That space will have something that happens whether the dragon is asleep or awake. For this instance, it says, for example, move a creature on the board 5 spaces. Well, there are none. And then put a new creature on the board in the red space. And you can see there's 2 spots here to take critter start, so I would draw one. And here's a creature that's worth 6 points. And so I put that there. And then the next person goes. Now what you're trying to do is you're trying to land on these critters exactly as you move around. Once you have them exactly, you will place them in your cart down here on the side of the board. Now this will go well, and people will go around, critters will be running around the board, people will be capturing them. But at some point in time, as you turn over these red cards from these red spaces here and this red space here, one of the red cards eventually will say, "The dragon awakes." At this point, the dragon awakes. And the dragon is going to move around from card pile to card pile. At first, the dragon will start next to the cup, and you can't take any more creatures out of the cup till you move him. But you'll have a lot of opportunities whenever you go to a space where there's no longer any cards, because many of these spaces have only a few cards at them. Then once you land there, you can move the dragon to any zone. When that dragon moves to a zone, he sits on top of the cards. Also, the cards stay awake. And when a dragon goes to a zone, he will capture, I like to say eat, all the animals that are there. When the dragon is on the last card pile, or when all the card piles are out, or when all the creature tokens are gone, the game is over. Players are trying to capture these. They carry them in the cart. Then they need to take them back to the starting spot. They don't need to get there by exact count. They just need to get there. So otherwise, everything needs to be exact count. But eventually, all the creatures, the game will end one of those ways. And then you'll simply add up all the point values on the creatures that you've captured. And whoever has the most creatures is the winner. Okay, there's some simplicity to this game where you roll a die, move around the board. You can pick where you move each turn. And you have to think, when you move somewhere, are you going to turn a card over? Where can you move so that you can land on one of these creatures? Once you get the creature, let's quickly get back and deliver the creature. What happens when that dragon wakes up and runs all over the board? What did you guys think about this game?
No, I liked it.
I didn't.
You didn't like it? Okay. Well, let's talk about Amy first. What did you like about it?
Well, I liked how you collected the creatures. Although it wasn't fair since Melody got all the good high point ones.
Okay. Melody, what did you like?
I like this game because I like the artwork. I like the different types of animals. Definitely fairy tale-ish. What I didn't like about it is that the Dragon Awakes only in one deck, when even lots of people didn't land on it a lot.
Okay. Now you didn't like it. Why not?
But it was still a fun game.
It was like kind of boring. You don't have to have you seismic and do anything fun. You're just trying to collect some animals.
Okay, well, fair enough. Now, the components of this game, I like the wooden tokens, the wooden board. The cards could have been better quality. Wasn't real keen on them, although I did like the artwork throughout the game. It has a light, fun feel.
Like what I said.
Did you like all the different cool, weird creatures that you're trying to capture?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an interesting feature for it. It's not a difficult game. It says here on the box that it's for 7 and up, and I think that's a very reasonable age. Definitely a kid's game. Adults aren't going to find enough strategy here to do much with it, but certainly one that you might be interested in. King's Critters.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.